For today's review, we're looking at Quetzal's Call, a short and sweet 2D platformer if you enjoy pogo jumping, bouncing, and trying to look real cool while doing it all. In Quetzal's Call, it's your job to run through 4 different worlds of obstacles in order to acquire your wings by a mysterious figure. In order to do that, however, you're only doing a lot more aerial maneuvers without said wings. As I said in the stinger, the name of the game here is pogo bouncing. If you're used to stuff like Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, and of course the original DuckTales, this should be right at home for you. Anytime you pogo bounce off of any object or enemy, it will reset your jump, enabling you to keep going, and this is used to a massive effect throughout the game's levels. There's a very great sense of flow running through Quetzal, as when you get really good at this game, it just becomes one ginormous line through the level, and I can see speedrunners having a lot of fun in this. Now, as you go throughout the world, you will unlock additional powers. Now, this is not really a Metroidvania. The powers themselves allow you to interact with some of the obstacles in different ways, but you're not going to be unlocking anything that grants you new movement tech or anything along those lines. Instead, the environment and the environmental hazards grow and evolve over the course of playing to give you new and more exciting challenges. There are additional MacGuffins to collect, as well as some bonus levels and a boss rush. Now, the bosses in this game slow things down, as it's more about reading a kind of random pattern with kind of fixed elements within said pattern. And the bosses, I think, do a good job of mixing things up. With that said, I do have a few issues with this game. They don't really show up until we get near the back half of it. So the first thing is that in the game's third world, you are introduced to primal stones that allow you to kind of launch any fireball or projectile, kind of similar to that in the, I think it was like the Ori defensive move that you can use. The problem that I have with it is that it felt very finicky to me, because of the fact that there is a limited time that you can kind of hold the bullet before it just launches it automatically. I didn't feel like I had enough time, and with like kind of dead zone issues with my controller, it made things extra hard, and even with using the mouse, it still didn't feel all the way there. Now, this wouldn't be a problem other than for the fact that this game features a lot of one-shot patterns, where if you mess up any part of the chain, you will not be able to recover and you will take a death. Now, this gets at the second point. As you get further into this game, and again, starting from probably chapter 3 and on, the sizes of these levels grows, but the number of checkpoints do not. And you will be going through multiple sections in order to get from one checkpoint to the end point of a level. And you can lose a whole lot of time because of one missed jump, one missed hit, or any mistake that you make. And it does add some, I think, unnecessary frustration as you get further in. Again, if you're really good at this game, you're not going to feel that in the slightest. But it can become very frustrating to get 90% done the level, make that one mistake, and now you're back to maybe like 40 to 45% of the way there, having to repeat everything that you've done prior. Now, that is a very small list of issues for this game. This is not a platformer that reinvents the wheel. What you'll find here is a very precise and incredibly well executed take on 2D platforming. If you're a fan of kind of platforming or platformers based on a lot of motion, a lot of, again, looking real cool as you go from point A to point B to point C, then definitely give this one a play. I hope that we see more from the developers in terms of platforming tech or additional platformers. With that said, this was played with a press key provided by developers, and when you go your game for a future review stream designed to involve jumping, platforming, or pogoing in any way, be sure to get in touch. Let me know what you think about this one down in the comments if you did have a chance to play it, and that will do it for this review. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.